Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. Let me share something with you right now.
You are not prepared.
So I've got an inkling, guys, that the Void Tower is going to drop at Halloween. We know that the next patch is coming live this week. 2.2 is coming this week. If you didn't know, that's what's happening this week. I've been asked 6 million times on stream. 2.2 is happening this week. But 2.3 is when Doomtower is going to drop. And if it kind of follows the same suit, it's 4 to 6 weeks time when we get the next patch. 4 to 6 weeks is Halloween. I think Doomtower is going to drop in Halloween, and I think there's probably going to be a fusion that comes alongside it as well. So why do I say we're not prepared? Well, let's talk about Doomtower and some of the things we need to get ready for. Let's do it. Let's just watch a couple of clips from the Doomtower video, part of the video that came through the other day.
Have around a month to complete it each time, but we're still tweaking the exact time frame. So let's start from the bottom. There will be 120 floors in
120 floors
in the tower, with each floor needing to be completed in order to climb to the top. Every 5 floors, you'll also gain access to a secret room.
Okay, so 120 floors, and every 5 floors, we're going to be getting a secret room, but it's going to go up in 10. So floor 5, floor 15, floor 25. So there's going to be 11 secret rooms to deal with throughout Doomtower. Now, you don't have to fight these secret floors, but I tell you now, there's going to be some pretty good rewards as you go up through the Doomtower.
These are optional extra challenges and don't work like normal floors. You'll have to complete them under specific challenge conditions, like only using rare champions, but the rewards will be well worth it.
Okay, so the only one they actually drop in this video is you'll need to use just rare champions as an example. I would imagine they have just rares, potentially faction kind of affinity floors, potentially epic only floors. I can't imagine they would do legendary only floors, so I think that would be too insane. But there could be something like healer only floors, defense based champion only floors, attack-based champion only floors, etc. So there could be a whole host of other things. They could even do common only floors, but I think that would be too crazy to almost assume that people will have commons. So for this video, it's going to be the first of a series. I'm going to go through team synergy for rares. So what rares should you be using? How should you build them up to deal with rare only floors? Give me a comment below, guys. What other options do you think they might throw at us? And I can do a series of videos leading up to 2.3 drop, which kind of captures these different areas, and I'll try and pick out teams for different areas that might affect Doomtower. So let's get into the rares. So guys, I've got a bunch of rares that I use when I try and show you guys different content. When I'm trying to show you content which I'm using champions where they're not totally overpowered. But a lot of these rares are pretty accessible and insanely strong. So if you're thinking of a rare only team, what I'm looking for is someone to keep my team moving quickly. So speed. I'm looking for somebody who is going to drop defense. We know these units are going to be tough to kill. Dropping defense is incredibly important to do that. So that's 2 things. I need somebody who is going to bring in control. And by that, I mean stuns or sleeps or provokes. Anyone who is going to stop the enemy attacking my nukers, because my 4th area is going to be damage. So speed, drop defense, control, damage. That's the 4 key areas to synergy for these teams. Now, if I look at the champions I've got built up, for speed, we've kind of got 2 options really. We're either going to have Apothecary, who is solid anywhere in the game, or we're going to have Diabolist, who is a free champion to anyone in the game. You can farm this champion from level 12 campaign. Now, Diabolist is actually probably the better option for a dungeon where you need control as well as speed. And the reason for that is because she has got increased speed here, but at the same time she does an AoE attack. Okay, and then she's got a second one here where she fills turn meter and she decreases turn meter of enemy. Those 2 abilities are really strong. She does have a sleep on her A1 as well, but it's a very small chance for it to land. But why do I like her so much? If you can throw her in a stun set like this, then her speed up ability will also potentially get you 1 or 2 stuns on the enemy. So you've got one person doing control and speed at the same time. So you've got Diabolist as my favourite for like a speed champ. I still use her in my level 20, 21 faction war teams for Demon Spawn. She's that good. So I've got guides on her individually, but for this setup, I would use Diabolist. You all know what's coming next, guys. War Maiden is the strongest rare for this type of content. She will bring you decreased defense all day long. How do I have her set? So again, she's got a decreased defense is an AoE ability. I've got her in a stun set. When she lands her AoE stun, she's also got a chance of AoE decreased defense. She's also got a chance to stun the enemies as well. So you've got Diabolist, stun, War Maiden, stun. Chances are half the enemies are already stunned before anyone else needs to go. So you've then got a choice of, do you need more control? If you do need more control, someone like a Soul Bond in a stun set is also insanely strong. She's got AoE ability on her A1. She's got drop, ignore defense here so she can hit hard. And then she's got drop turn meter on her A3. So everything about her kit is insanely strong as well. So you've got 3 potentials there. We've then got someone like a Gnarlhorn who's got AoE provoke and unkillable buff for himself. Which could just keep your team moving the whole time. So I would put him either in Lifesteal Gear, or I would put him in high accuracy gear, good speed gear, and make sure he's got someone that's going to heal him alongside him. But Gnarlhorn, brilliant champion to help you get through this content. So you've got kind of stun sets, you've got actual provokes, you've got speed, then we just need to lay in some damage. So there's not going to be anyone out there, guys, who is better than this fella at laying in your damage. So a Kale, making sure that he's got his accuracy up above the 200, around 190 speed, get his crit up, get his crit damage up. Put him in Lifesteal Gear if you can to keep him going, but he is going to be one of your nukers. Aethel can do the same job. Any of the starter champions can actually, but Kale is the best at it. If you're looking for other options, I'd say a Bellower, if you've got one, can also come in as a damage dealer stroke stun champion. Fellhound can come in as a damage dealer stroke stun champion, as 2 of the best as well. So if I show you what this team would look like, I'm going to show you it in something like a Dragon Run. And you'll see how effectively this team can work together. So let's take these out. Let's go for Rare Town. And what you're looking for is, so we've got speed up, we've got drop defense, we've got nukage, we've got, his aura is actually really good. We think it's going to be a dungeon aura that you need, but it's not been confirmed yet. But we think a dungeon aura is going to be the one you want. So we've got 2 bits of control, 3 bits of control, drop defense, nuke, and then I'll take 1 more nuke. I mean, if you've got Cold Hearts is your option. If not, then Bellower is a good option. If you need more healing, Reliquary Tender is insanely good as well. If you're trying to get around to your abilities again, Painkeeper's also really good. But I think for this instance, I would run with probably one of those Bellowers. Let's just see if he's built. Yeah. So stun Bellower. So I've got 3 people in a stun set. I've got drop defense. I've got provokes. These guys should not be touching me. So provoke's gone off. We've got 2 stuns out in the first wave. Kale is there doing all of my damage. I've got unkillable up on my Gnarlhorn, so that if they do start coming at me, at least he can tank it up for me. He's defensive based. He takes hits like a trooper. Really good champ. And you can see we are just taking very, very little damage. We've actually been really unlucky with the amount of stuns we've got as well here. Barely any stuns. Doesn't really matter. There's 1 stun off there. Through to the next wave, we took 0 damage. We'll then go off decreased speed for our Bellower. We need to wait until we cycle back to decreased defense, which should be now. There it is. And you see we've got 3 stuns out so far. Literally, we've taken 2 pot shot hits. That's it. And Gnarlhorn can tank that up all day long because he's such a beast. So this is the type of composition that you guys will need to be running. You'll need to be running speed, drop defense, control, damage. But less damage than control, guys. Honestly, slow and steady is going to win the race for these secret rooms, especially if they're going to be a lot of tough challenges like this. And ideally what you guys, because you're not going to want to level up 10, 15 different rares, you want a rare team that can come in and deal with multiple affinities or multiple challenges at the same time. So I'd say between 6 or 7 rares, you should be able to pretty much deal with any content they throw at us. It doesn't look like we're going to need to deal with bosses. So it looks like all of the secret rooms are on the sort of left-hand side of the map, and there should be no bosses in the mix there. I don't know that for sure. We've not been given like full designs and stuff like that, but that's the way it feels to me, that we should not have to deal with bosses. So you can see here, we're kind of slow and steady getting through the dragon. If we're not dealing with bosses though, all we'll be doing is trying to take on 3 of those waves, and the waves will deal with nice and simple with this type of team comp. The bosses would be way more difficult. As you can see here, I'm struggling. And literally it's down to KO in his lifesteal deer. If I was struggling, like properly struggling with my team, I would run more people in lifesteal deer and make sure that, almost like old school clan boss setup, where you got more and more people in lifesteal to be able to kind of just regen their own health. But this should be just about done and dusted. 2 minutes 30, whatever. Doesn't matter. But you can see the benefit of the type of deer sets I'm running. So I'd say in preparation, guys, get some of your rares started to be leveled up. Someone like your Diabolist could be a 50. Someone like your War Maiden could be a 50. Even Nullhorn could be a 50. But your damage dealers ideally need to be 60 with masteries. Get your rares leveled up as a starter. Make sure you're farming yourself some stun gear, dazed gear, any of that stuff that's going to give you the edge to stop the enemy taking their turns. And as I said earlier, comment below what other types of challenges do you think that Raid might set us for these secret rooms. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you soon.